Good morning, everyone. How are people today? Oh my gosh, nice to see you here. Today's Wednesday. And yeah, I think I'm a minute late, so it's time. And speaking of time, I have time in my cup here and a little bit of parsley. Tastes really, really good. The parsley has so many minerals and things like that in it, and it's just full of minerals. One of the most mineral-rich plants that there is. So, when they put parsley on your plate when you go to dinner as a garnish, you really should eat that because it helps you digest and it has all kinds of vitamins and minerals. So today we're making we have sweet potato here, we have carrots from the garden, and we have portobello mushrooms. So I'm just letting those guys kind of heat up a little bit and get them cooking just a bit for the recipe. And so these guys, I did put them on. I did kind of pre-cook and put them on so that you're not hanging around waiting for me to waiting for things to cook. And so we are going to test these, and some of the bigger carrots are a little tender, like a little still have a little bit of crunch and form to them, and that's okay too, because it's really good if the vegetables aren't cooked all the way through, because of course you're going to retain your nutrition and your nutrients and all that kind of thing. So so I'm going to set these guys aside because we're not going to use these raw ones. I just brought these out to show what we're doing. This is a really beautiful sweet potato here. I'm always excited about the root vegetables when they come out. Hey Darlene, good morning. Hi everybody. Hi Jane. So so the sweet potatoes I'm really excited about. And the carrots, oh my gosh, we had this, I planted so many different types because I did. I don't know why, I just thought, oh, well, we'll try this. So this must be the short fat type, and then I have some longer ones and bigger ones, and so actually, of everything that the slugs didn't eat, the carrots did really, really well. So I'm pretty happy about that. And I did not grow sweet potatoes. I actually bought this. Although I'm pretty excited to be getting potatoes, like a whole variety of potatoes from Kirstie Allen at Old Orchard Farm. I always have a hard time saying that, Old Orchard Farm. She's with the Alberni Community Collective at the Spirit Square Farmers Market. And they have all kinds of potatoes, like they've got the little fingerlings, they've got, I bought a variety, so I don't even know what they're all called, but some are like little tiny red ones and little fingerlings and little ones and big ones and all kinds. So that's really super cool because they have, they also have a huge variety of squashes, which I'm going to be really excited to try all the different squashes as well. So, because everybody loves squash soup. It's super awesome. So speaking of that, yesterday we did the eggplant recipe, and hi everybody, and I'm actually really excited to what I ended up doing. It turned out really, really good, like really amazing. What I ended up doing was after we cooked it, the eggplants in the sesame ginger sauce, I put it in this casserole dish, and I just put it in the oven like I don't know, for about 45 minutes, like on 350. Hey Catherine. And so that I wasn't stirring or letting it get mushier, and so it did kind of dry out in the oven. I think it still had a little bit of, I'm just not really crazy about that texture of the eggplant when it's cooked. So I think if I'd left it like at 350 for maybe even an hour and a half uncovered, then it kind of drew it out, because afterwards, I left it in the oven afterwards. Hey Minette, good morning. like after we dished it out, I put it back in the oven just as the oven was cooling down, and it got a really nice chewy kind of meaty texture. So that was super awesome with the eggplant. So it did, it did turn, it was amazing actually. And oh, there's Jane. Hi Jane, good morning. So yeah, and I forgot to say too, the eggplants, I do want to do more eggplant recipes. They've got vitamin C, potassium, magnesium, calcium, phosphorus. So eggplants are really pretty important. They have lots of good things in them. I think they're like known for anti-cancer, and I'm not sure if that's because of the way it works with the fiber or whatever. But yeah. Anyways, I'm going to work with them more because I think that's really important to experience all the different vegetables and get all the different nutrition from all the different ones. So here we have the squash, or no, not squash. I got squash on my brain. I got the sweet potatoes and the carrots. And of course the sweet potatoes are real super good too, right? They've got tons of antioxidants and fiber, of course. Everybody knows that it has fiber. And of course it has the vitamins A and C. And but what it really, it's anti-inflammatory. So the sweet potatoes specifically are more anti-inflammatory than other things, which is really nice. And the other thing sweet potatoes do for you is, I should actually take these off. I turned it off, but I'm waiting for things to cool before I put it in the Vitamix. That's why I'm kind of like stalling. They detox heavy metals, which is really, really exciting about the sweet potatoes. So what I might do, what I might do, well, should I stick my finger in to see how hot it is before I put it in the Vitamix? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just going to check on these because I can see they're getting sweaty. And see, that's actually the lid for my wok. Okay, so these guys, what I'm doing is I'm just cooking them down a little bit, and I know when I flip them over, it's going to ruin the beautiful skin, but we're going to stuff them anyway, so the top of the skin's not really going to matter. I'm just going to add a little bit of the Bragg's here. I don't want them too teriyaki because I don't know if that's really going to blend with everything else that we're doing, but I do want a little bit of that, and I will give them a little flip. So your portobellos, those are portobellos, in case anybody doesn't know. I'll turn that down a bit. Those are portobellos, and the portobellos also are really good for the immune system. They have, try to get all my stuff here. They're like, kind of borderline medicinal. And oh yeah, back to this. That's what I'm looking for. And then I need a thing to scoop. See how hot that is. The portobellos are antioxidants. They have potassium. They have copper. Yeah, I know you can put hot stuff. I hate to put it too hot though, because for whatever reason, it is a very strong plastic lid, or whatever, canister, whatever that thing is called. But I've had this thing for like 15 years, and it's still super strong, and it's very much worn. But I hate to abuse it too much. The other thing I was gonna put here while I'm stalling a little bit for it to cool. Oh, it's going to be okay. All right, so we're just going to scoop these out and put them in. Sometimes it's hard to, to kind of time everything and have everything working the way that you want it to sometimes. Yeah, right. Anybody that's watched me more than once knows things go wrong all the time. And I am not a professional cook at all. I just am a nutrition consultant and herbalist, and I like to make healthy food, and so this is what I do. And thankfully we have a big party every morning with you guys hanging out and watching me do what I do every day. So I had another thought, whatever that thought was. It went away. I'm getting old. Time is flying by. Actually, I could just lift this up. It's not too hot to handle this side. Get these guys in here. Oh my gosh, yeah, so carrots, of course, super good for you. You need lots of carrots. Beta carotene. That's easy to remember. Carrots have beta carotene. Good for your eyes. Everybody knows that. Okay, so make sure that's off. So I am going to add, just to creamy it up a bit, I am going to check on this real quick. Okay, I'm going to shut that off. Do you have enough water in there, little guys? Okay, yeah, I think you do. Okay. Yeah, just to creamy it up a little bit, I'm going to add some almond milk. You could add a little bit of coconut milk or whatever. This is just almond milk. And so I am going to add this, and that's going to bring a really nice texture to the carrots and the sweet potatoes. And that's what I was going to say. If you know me and you've been watching this at all, ever, quite often things that we start out with trying to make turn into something else. And so I'm going to carefully try and make sure this doesn't turn into soup. Or we'll be having teriyaki portobellos and sweet potato carrot soup. So I don't know that I need all of this, but I think I need enough. Yeah, I think I do need it all. I don't think that's going to turn into soup. Although it's been known, we've been known to do many fantastic recipes that have changed right here, right before your eyes. Surprising things happen, and almost daily, because that's how it goes in my life. I start out doing something, and then there's the next shiny thing that, oh wow, that'd be really cool, let's do that. And so things change a lot, which is fun. Change is good. Okay, so this is the turmeric. I am going to add some turmeric to it. Turmeric has the curcumin in it. It's super anti-inflammatory. Everybody knows what turmeric is. They know, well-known golden milk and all that for the anti-inflammatory properties. What was I going to say? It is beneficial. I shouldn't say you do need to, but it is beneficial to add black pepper to the turmeric when you use it, because it helps to activate that anti-inflammatory property. Okay, so I'm just thinking, you know what? I'm going to add all my seasonings now. And so then when we blend it up, we'll just do that. But I better check on these guys. How you doing in there? Okay, you're looking good. I'm turning you off. Because again, it's so cool to be able to have you guys here. And then I just reheated at dinner time, and then as soon as we finish, I can go back out in the garden and work out there all day, and dinner's made. So it's so much fun. It's not always dinner though. We do different things. The Please cake, chocolate cheesecakes yesterday that we made yesterday turned out really like so exactly like chocolate cheesecake, exactly like it. Hey Judy, hi, how are you? I'm so happy to have you here. So we're going to add some of our other seasonings. I'm not going to add a whole lot because the sweet potatoes are a little sweet, but I think it's going to be really I think it's going to be kind of decadent to have a little maple syrup in the sweet potatoes and the carrots to add to the teriyaki-ish flavoring of the portobellos. I think that's going to be super cool. This is, as usual, we, yeah, not too sweet. Okay, I'd say that was 2 tablespoons. Yeah, as usual, we just kind of fly by the seat of our pants around here. Oh my god, okay. Yeah, alright, so ginger, we're going to add a little bit of ginger, not too much, so I actually am going to sort of measure and not just dump it in like I usually do, because I don't want it too gingery. I'm going to go with, because that's not very much, that's like, I don't know, that's probably not even 2 cups. So I'm going to go with 1/4 teaspoon of ginger, not a whole lot, because I kind of want it to have more of a sweeter flavor. I am, of course, going to add the cayenne because I love it so much. Cayenne is so good for you. It is good for the circulation. I better watch what I'm doing here. And try not to breathe it in. Where is it? Everything's orange. I can't see. I think it went in. I'm pretty sure it did. Oh my God, putting orange on orange and then I can't see at the best of times anyways. Okay, so then with the cayenne, super, super important. Hey Judy, so happy to have you here. Cayenne is a really important circulatory herb. It's really good for circulation, it's good for headaches, good for migraines, good for helping things to get where they need to go in the body. Like it just really opens up the blood vessels and makes things move. So it's anti-inflammatory in that way. One of the things you can do right here, I'm drinking this beautiful parsley and thyme tea. And so you could actually add the cayenne to this, and it just kind of opens up the blood vessels, and you don't even really notice it. You know, give it a little stir so that you're not inhaling anything. It's got turmeric in it, so that's fine. Just so that you're not inhaling the powder, because I really don't want to do that right now. Inhale cayenne powder. That would make it even funnier than it usually is around here. Okay, did we do salt? No, we didn't. Okay, so we're going to do some of the Celtic sea salt. Celtic sea salt is more of a minerally salt, so you can actually use quite a bit of it, and it doesn't have that strong salt flavor. Okay, we did the maple syrup. I'm kind of hesitant to use a lot of garlic, but maybe, do I need just a pinch? Do I need a pinch? Let's see, where did it go? Oh, here it is. I'm just going to use tiniest bit. Maybe I'll put it in the spoon. I don't really want to overpower the garlic. You should never use your spices over the stove when they're steaming, because this is what happens. You should never do that. It brings moisture into your beautiful spice and makes it not as friendly. Okay, not good for the spice at all. Okay, so I think we're good to go. Let's give that a whirl, and if we need to add some water, we will. Oh, that was it. That's the other thing. I knew it. I knew it as I look around here. Just a dash of cinnamon. Okay, orange, 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 and orange. And really hard to see, which is why you should probably measure in a spoon, but I have a really hard time with that. Okay, what's happening here? Okay, you guys, I think I'm just going to take this lid off, because I don't really want these guys cooked any more than they are. Okay, so that's going to cool down. All right, let's go for it. My handy dandy lid. Thank you, Monique. This has been a godsend. It really has. Okay, we're going to give it a little stir. I don't want to add any more water because our just needs a little. The carrots are floating to the top. Okay, give it another shot here. See if that got everybody. It's always so much fun blending. Oh, I think I got everybody. Okay, I'll show you guys the consistency. Very perfect, right? So now the other thing that I often tell you guys is that when you're making anything, make extra, because then you have a little bit of something that you can add to your next recipe. If you're looking for something to, you know, you're putting something together and you want to add a little touch of something different. It's nice to have just a little bit of like this carrot sweet potato mixture in the fridge, and then you could actually spread this on toast. You can put it in a lettuce leaf, or you know, anything like that. Crackers. It would make Actually, you know, you could do things with it to make it a veggie dip. There's all kinds of things you can do with this sort of mixture, and it's, you know, totally good for you. Okay, so we're going to put this together, and can you guys see? Okay. See, okay. Okay, so we're going to grab these guys here, and I've just done them a little bit. Now, whoops, they're definitely hot. Okay, and I'm just trying to get the liquid out of them. So now the thing with your mushrooms, come on you. Okay, 2 forks, or a fork and a something else. Well, how about this? Okay, so the thing, oh God, it's a slimy little thing. It reminds me of a slug. No, it doesn't really. Okay, so the thing with your mushrooms is, just going to spread this open. I don't know if you guys can see. I've kind of got the Vitamix in the way here. Is they need to be cooked. So the mushrooms, all mushrooms, have something called chitin in them. And so the chitin, C-H-I-T-I-N, it makes, like the mushrooms have all these great nutritions. They have all these great nutritions. And each one has a different nutritional value. The Portobellos are you know, they have potassium and copper, and they're like antioxidants. And so with the minerals, like the potassium, copper, and something else that I can't remember right now, those things are not available if the mushrooms are raw. Hey Kate, hi, good morning. So the mushrooms have to be cooked in order to release the nutrition in them, and also to make them more digestible, because the chitin is not really that digestible. It's kind of like when we were doing the Jerusalem artichokes, which are also called sunchokes. They have something in them called inulin, and the inulin is not really digestible either. It's in a different way. It's it can cause a lot of gas and bloating and that kind of thing with Jerusalem artichokes, and so it's really important to only, when you're first eating them, to only eat a little bit at a time, because they're really, really good as like a prebiotic, really, because they have so much fiber that they tend to help to clear you out. But if you are not, if you don't have optimum running intestinal system, then they can create a little bit of gas and bloating as they're cleaning things out, right? So, so that's the inulin with the Jerusalem artichoke. So the chitin's a little different, but it's indigestible as well. And so to cook the mushrooms helps to remove the chitin and also makes the nutrients more bioavailable. Okay, so I did manage to say all that. Okay, so we're just gonna do this. We're going to put this on here. And you can add all kinds of things to this. You could add like a little bit of Parmesan. You know, I've got that Earth Island dairy-free Parmesan, and or, you know, whatever. If you want to use regular cheese or Parmesan or whatever you wanted to do with this, to make it a little bit cheesy. But actually what I'm after is more of that sweet. I wonder how you could make this. Okay, you guys, here's where I ask for audience participation. What could I add to that? Oh, parsley. I could actually, can you see that? I think I'm in your way. To make them beautiful, we could add some parsley. I'm not going to pull it out of my tea, but that would be a good idea. You put a few little pieces of parsley on top, and just for color, right? Or, I don't know, but you could add chives, anything like that. Any suggestions going on there? It's always so much fun to have you guys join me every morning and to help with comments and suggestions, and then we share recipes and we learn from each other, and it's just so much fun to be able to do that. and to learn about the different foods and how they work. And like I say, I'm not a professional cook, so I just like to eat healthy foods and experiment with how to cook them, what to do with them, and usually it's a fast 15-minute meal. Like on my YouTube, I have a couple hundred fast 15-minute healthy meals, so definitely check that out. And then we do a little bit longer sometimes with the Facebook Live. Like I did get the sweet potatoes and the carrots going early, so I wasn't keeping you guys on here for very long. But one of the things I do teach the life food. I call it life food coaching, and is to do many things at once. Like when you're cooking, if you're cooking anything else, cook something else at the same time, and then you've got it there. You can put it in the fridge, so you could be cooking these even though it took maybe 20 minutes to cook the sweet potatoes and the carrots, and you could be doing something else. You could be prepping your salad or whatever. And these are just little things that I've learned, and I'm sure if you spoke with a real professional cook, they've got that down pat. You talk to a real cook and they'll tell you how to make things happen quick. But anyways, this is how I do it most of the time. Never same way twice, usually. Okay, I had something else to say. What was it? Okay, we talked about sweet potatoes. I have cucumbers still from the garden. Super happy about that. I have quite a few left. I'm happy. The tomatoes are getting ripe. So lots of fun things happening there. I remember. Okay, so I was going to talk about the thyme. And, I do different teas. I make different teas. I have cold and flu tea that works amazing. I have vitality tea for the immune system. And I have a chakra tea, which is really very lovely and good for the whole body. But it's always good to switch things up and just use things that are around you in your cupboard. So one day you want to use a ginger tea, so that you're getting all the benefits of the ginger. So the ginger is very antiviral. It is really good for the circulation. It moves things down and then it comes up. So it's different than cayenne. Cayenne pepper when you take it medicinally like that, or any way that you take it or eat it, it starts moving the energy up, so it opens the blood vessels going up. That's why it's good for migraines and headaches and things like that, and then it works its way down. So it will go all the way around through the body, but it starts by going up, whereas the ginger does circulation too, but it starts by going down, which is why it's good for nausea, and it's good for digestion, and so many different things. But it starts working down and circulates up, so it's really good for edema. They're both good for circulation in the feet if you have any kind of edema in your feet or swollen ankles or that kind of thing. Lack of circulation in the feet is a big thing as you get older. It's really, really important to get that circulation into your feet. So, so many times, a lot of times the blood, it doesn't really start pooling down there, but serious lack of circulation, because all our lives we're a lot of the time on our feet. And so if you don't get that movement going up into the body, you start with things like crazy shaped toenails and things like that. I know it's not really something to talk about when we're eating, but anyway, it's important. And so your toes and everything, they just get stagnant. There's no blood flow. So even if you took either the ginger or the cayenne, or you could do both, put them in some warm water and soak your feet in that, just to get the circulation going. And if you're able to, to have someone do reflexology on you, I know that that's more difficult than it ever used to be. So if that doesn't work, I mean, honestly, it's not that expensive to get one of those little foot bath things that vibrate. Anything that will vibrate, get the circulation going, is really, really important. And of course, putting your feet up helps too, but just the pressure, right? It's the pressure that moves the stagnant blood and helps to get that circulation going, get that pinkness back, because it all depends on what you do, what your lifestyle is, but a lot of times people have calluses or whatever, and lack of circulation in there. So, so for sure, think about your feet and what they do for you. They keep you going all the time, and especially as we get older. So yeah, anything that you can do, you know, I've even had some clients that really have a problem with their feet. Take the ginger and put it into a paste of some sort. It could even be olive oil. It could be as easy as olive oil, or do it with cayenne. Although it depends on your sensitivity. The cayenne might be a little too hot for a lot of people. You can put a little bit of ginger or a teensy bit of cayenne or whatever in the oil, or coconut oil or whatever, and rub it on your feet. You know, super important to take care of those feet. I don't know how I got onto feet. Sometimes things happen that, you know, you just, for whatever reason, things come into my head and they need to come out of my mouth. Oh my God. Okay, back to the, I know where I was. I was talking about the kitchen herbs and the parsley. I talked about okay. So switch up the teas. That's where I was. Switch up the teas. One day you could do ginger because it does different things in the body. One day you could add cayenne to your hot water because it does those different things in the body. You can add parsley to your hot water. It will bring in, or actually it will release all of the minerals in the parsley to bring that into your body. And the, hey, wow, I'm honored. Patty's here. So the parsley is super important to, it's like one of the most mineral dense plants on the planet. So, so for sure, put parsley in your tea and you'll get all of those trace minerals, all kinds of minerals, and of course the hotter the water, it starts to break down the cell walls and it releases all of those minerals, vitamins and minerals, but especially minerals parsley has. And even if you take it and you crush it a bit, like you could just, you know, either crush it beforehand or give it a little squish with your spoon and release those nutrients. You know, it's so important to get different things in the body at different times, because if you take the same thing all the time, even supplements, you do the same thing all the time, then your body gets used to that in that form. So you get the vitamins from the carrots, and you get the vitamins from the broccoli, and you get the vitamins and minerals and all that stuff from the cauliflower. It's the same ones all the time. So super important to switch it up and maybe have a cup of ginger tea for those nutritional benefits, and have a cup of parsley tea for those nutritional benefits. And your body will go, oh my gosh, we've got something else here, you know, in a different form. Even if it's the same mineral, it's in a different form. Like the plant form is going to be different than the vegetable form, and release different things. And also depending on the soil it was grown in. So your sweet potato is going to be grown in a totally different soil than your parsley is, and plus your parsley has a different ability to grab things that most plants can't, which is why parsley is so crazy dense in minerals, is because it's searching for certain things that it absorbs and that it needs. So it's super, super important. The other thing I have in here, I'll show you guys, is thyme. And the thyme, it can be any kind of thyme. It can be lemon thyme, it can be, oh my God, there's so many different kinds of thymes. I don't even know all the different kinds of thymes. Anyway, thyme is super, super antiviral. So really good to get those kinds of things. Like you can do antiviral mushrooms and antiviral, you know, a million other different things. But again, the thyme is going to have different, yeah, the Dr. Ho, yeah, that is really good. It does work really well. But the thyme has that many more different nutritional qualities and vitamins and minerals, completely different than the parsley. So and it's super, super antiviral. Thyme is coming up as one of the top antivirals for this particular time that we're dealing with, and these particular viral issues that we're dealing with. Thyme is coming up like really close to the top as being super effective to protect the immune system from viruses. So yeah, there's a lot of research on that if you want to look it up. And go to a reliable source too, you know, not just, you know, Facebook or whatever. I do, there's a couple of different government you know, well-known research, like different researchers from different places around the world, not just one particular government's research, but research from around the world is on this particular website. And also, I have to say, you know, nutritionfacts.org is Dr. Michael Greger, and he wrote the book How Not to Die, and all of his proceeds go to charities. So he doesn't make a lot of money, like he doesn't make money off his books, but he has huge research of studies from around the world, and so check his work out too, and it's all free. It's on the internet. Nutritionfacts.org. So so today my body is going, wow, I haven't had parsley in hot water, like released those parsley things for a long time, and I haven't actually drank thyme in a while, and I haven't really eaten fresh thyme in a while. So today my body's like, oh wow, oh here's some tools for this, here's some tools for that, here's some tools for inflammation, here's some different minerals in a different form that I can actually search around in the body, see what needs to be done, and now I have additional, you know, different things to work with. So it's really important not to eat the same thing every day, and not to drink the same thing every day. You know, there's certain things depending on your body type and your genetic predispositions that you do need often, but be sure to swip it up. Be sure to swip that up. Be sure to switch it up. Because yeah, I have my things too. I do steady things for thyroid, and especially my lungs. I have real lung issues, and so I'm always doing things for the lungs, but I try to do different things. Like I have my mullein plant here, mullein. I like to call it mullein because it's M-U-L-L-E-I-N, and I like to really value each letter in that word, I think, in my mind, because I think it's pronounced mullein, but I love to call it mullein. Anyway, this is so valuable. I drink this a lot, often, practically like almost every day in the winter, because it really supports my lungs. But there are other herbs too for the lungs, and this winter you need to find out what those are, and you need to get your arsenal together. There's elecampane is really good for the lungs. Colt's foot's really good for the lungs. Oh my God, there's just so many. I'm trying to think of the common ones. Things that come to me is osha root and other more exotic things that you wouldn't really access that easily. You know, licorice is soothing as well for the lungs, and especially the throat, although I'm not much of a fan of the licorice flavor. But there are many different things, and so I do try and switch that up as well. Oh, horehound's the other one, that the other plant that's really good for the lungs. There's just so many. Marshmallow, that's the other one. Anyway, there's many, and so I do try and switch that up so that you get different things and different qualities that support you, and try and get a little bit intuitive with it and feel into what's really good, what you love. I mean, the mullein tastes very mild, and you know, very mild and pleasant. The elecampane as well. So the other ones have a little bit more flavor, so find out what works for you, and sometimes do a combination of a few, so that you're supporting and giving yourself more of a variety of nutrients and all the different things that your body needs. So that's my entertainment for the day. So seeing as how all we made was this today, but it is beautiful. Can you guys see it? Okay, so just to recap for the people that just came on. Hey Barb, hi, good morning, nice to see you. So what we did was we cooked and blended sweet potatoes and carrots, added a little bit of almond milk to it, put it in the blender, and added turmeric for the anti-inflammatory and a bunch of other stuff, ginger and cinnamon, stuff like that. And then cooked these portobellos. We didn't really cook them, we just kind of warmed and had them absorb just a teensy bit of the Bragg's liquid aminos for a tiny bit of a teriyaki taste. And so we put these together here, and so it's going to have, I'll be putting them in the oven just to warm them up, and it's going to have like this, the sweet potato, sweet maple syrupy richness in with the teriyaki, so it's going to be kind of like a sweet salty combination, which would be really fantastic later on for dinner tonight. So I bored you guys enough. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming, and I will see you tomorrow morning at 11. Check out my Instagram and share this video. Check out my YouTube channel and subscribe. Thanks for hanging out, and I look forward to your comments and anything that you want me to experiment with. We'll be happy to do that. See you tomorrow.